This one superpower will allow you to instantly turn off any woman, ruin any first date, and trigger an instantaneous ick factor in your advertising so that you never sell anything ever again. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to another episode of SHATTERPOINT Conversions. I'm your host, Michael Kastman, and I have a special treat for you. As the title of this show indicates, I'm going to reveal the number one conversion killer, the biggest mistake that every business and every marketing and sales professional is bound to make. It's a little thing called ad awareness misalignment. It's a little thing, but it has big, bad, damning effects. So let's take a look at this and then take a look at the solution. Ad awareness misalignment is when a business or an advertiser creates an ad for a particular audience and makes false assumptions about their readiness to convert. You can make this mistake in two ways. First of all, by excess, where the advertisement assumes that your prospect is more ready to buy than they actually are. This is the most common. Or you can make this mistake by defect. The ad that you create assumes that your customers are less ready to buy, less engaged than they actually are. So let's examine the second one first. If you advertise to a prospect assuming that he or she is less ready to buy than they actually are, they'll disregard your conversion efforts as been there, seen that, not relevant, not interested. They might even get offended. Here's an example. Imagine you have a subscription to a car wash. You take pride in your ride. You go every 2 weeks to get your car wash, and you always select the premium ultimate extra wax treatment. And a couple days after one of these sudsy experiences, you get a card in the mail from your favorite car wash. And the ad begins with, "Are you tired of driving around in a filthy piece of junk? Bring your car in today, sign up for a monthly subscription, and get your first wash free." That is ad awareness misalignment. You can see the obvious problem. The car wash is sending an ad to an existing high-value customer, but the ad is written in such a way that it should only be appropriate for cold outreach to a non-buyer. This has no business being sent to a high-value customer. Not only does this mistake simply come off as a glaring oversight, but it also conveys that the car wash is completely disconnected with their customer base. It could even make a customer feel this subtle thought of, "Do you really not know that I'm one of your highest paying regular customers?" Obviously, you want to avoid this. But most often, promoters assume that their prospects are more eager to buy than they really are. That's why most forms of advertising that you see all over the place, they use overt buy now, limited time offer, fire sale, download now type of language, urgency, big calls to action, that type of thing. And of course, that all has a place. But the truth is, only about 5% of any given audience would react positively to that kind of language. And when I say audience, what I'm talking about is people who are viable prospects to that messaging. Sometimes you see businesses that pump out this urgent buy now messaging to people who aren't even in their market, to people who aren't even interested in their product, who don't even know that their business exists. It's just advertising suicide. Don't do it. 5% or less of your qualified audience will respond well to that kind of urgent language. And yet, if you look around, it would appear that probably 95% of ad messaging that you see goes for this kinds of language. It's just utterly stupid. Here's the fatal problem of over-assuming your prospect's readiness to buy. It leads to what I call a premature proposal. It's like taking a girl out on a first date and asking her to marry you within 10 minutes. It's too much too soon. She doesn't know you. She doesn't trust you. She's not even sure she wants to let you pay for dinner. So if you go straight for the buy now option right off the bat, of course you're going to get rejected. And in a healthy society, if you go for the proposal on a first date, hopefully you'll get a thunderous slap across the face. You deserve it for being an idiot. This kind of ad awareness mismatch is insulting. It tells your customer that you think very highly of yourself, that you think they're a cheap date, easily won, that you're oblivious to reality and you don't care to put in the work. Treat your customers like Tinder dates and see how long you have a working business. Whether you err towards assuming too much of your audience or assuming too little, the results are the same. The immediate result is a bitter taste in your prospect's mouth and an instant rejection of your efforts to engage with them. The long-term effects are even more damaging. The more they see that you're delusional and disconnected from them, the less they trust you. They become more skeptical. It mars your brand image in their eyes. They put you in their brain's spam filter. So, that is the number one conversion killer. Ad awareness mismatch. But more importantly, how do you neutralize it? The answer is simple, but it's not necessarily easy. In order to avoid ad awareness mismatch or ad awareness misalignment, you must be slavishly obedient to the principles of direct response marketing. If conversions is what you want, this is the way. Number 1, adhere slavishly to a proven customer awareness process. A timeless example is laid out by Eugene Schwartz in Breakthrough Advertising. And if you don't have a copy of that book and you're in business or in advertising, you are seriously dropping the ball. Get a copy. It's worth the buy. It's called the Advertising Bible for a reason. Number 2, record detailed profiles of the various avatars that do business with you. It's extremely rare for a business to have only one avatar. If you sell to everyone the same way, you're wasting precious time, resources, and untold opportunity cost. Number 3, track detailed statistics about ad performance and customer behavior. Tag them when they engage with you and move them further down the conversion journey accordingly. Number 4, segment your ad strategy into different buckets so that not everyone is getting the same ads from you at the same time. There is no one-size-fits-all in advertising. Number 5, strategically craft every ad to connect on a human level with each segment of your audience. Remember the dating example. Judge where the prospect is and act accordingly. Don't ask too much too soon, and don't come off as oblivious if she's giving you obvious signs that she's interested in more. There's so much more I could say about all of this, but I think this is a sufficient start. If you'd like to see a real-life example of ad awareness misalignment, I posted a case study on my blog. I'll put the link in the description. If you're interested, go check it out. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give it a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. But even better, join my free newsletter in the pinned comment to keep up with everything that's going on with SHATTERPOINT Conversions, to hear from me more often, and get early access to all kinds of interesting stuff. I think you're going to love it, and it's completely free. So just do it. What are you waiting for? Anyway, that is all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and take care.